The context of the other knowledge areas, where does this fit in? So you look at this, we started off with the business analysis, planning and monitoring. We then moved on into elicitation, collaboration. And also from here, we looked at the requirement lifecycle management, which was a third knowledge area. And then we started with the strategy analysis in terms of defining the vision and setting up a roadmap for where we want to go and how we can achieve that. And now the requirements analysis and design definition would actually give you the perspective of how you can analyze the requirements. You're actually slowly starting into getting the real details of how the implementation aspects of it, the functional, the non-functional requirements, the different types of requirements, the general requirements, solution requirements, business requirements, stakeholder requirements, all those different types of requirements. And we are now going to talk about the solution evaluation after we are done with the recommendation of solution. And that's going to complete the set of knowledge areas that we have here within BABOK. So in terms of the requirements analysis and design definition, what does it really entail? What could be the inputs? What are the tasks? And what do we do with respect to the outputs for this knowledge area as a whole? So in terms of the inputs, you have the requirements. It can be any state, as in they can be verified requirements, non-verified requirements, they can be draft requirements, they can be confirmed requirements, it does not matter. So at this point of time, requirements of any type, nature, or stage they're in, doesn't matter. They're still going to be the inputs for us. And then the information management approach, how we're going to manage the information, what kind of communication we're going to engage in, which kind of details would we like to discuss with the stakeholders that we have identified, what is the engagement approach, all of those. And then the elicitation results, again, either confirmed or unconfirmed, doesn't matter. That they're still going to kind of feed into the analysis activities that we are going to discuss. What is the potential value that we have defined for the proposed solution, the solution scope, what is in scope and what is out of scope, and then the change strategy that we have just discussed in the last knowledge area. So all of these are going to be feeding into what we have identified as the requirement analysis and design definition tasks or activities that we are going to conduct within this knowledge area. So we would need to specify and we would need to model the requirements. So specification is basically detailing the requirements, and modeling is about creating a form, a kind of a prototype of those requirements. Semi-solution, basically. It's not the exact solution, but we're getting there. We need to verify the requirements, we need to validate the requirements, and then we need to define the architecture, overall architecture for the requirements, and then define the design options, and then finally analyze the potential value and recommend. So we're going to go through each one of these in detail within this particular section or module. And then you can understand what each one of these and what are the specifics in terms of the tasks, the stakeholders, the techniques that we do within each of them. And the outputs from this knowledge area again are requirements again. So the requirements would be specified, modeled, and perhaps verified, validated. Again, verified requirements, validated requirements. And then requirements architecture again is a kind of an output or an outcome. The design options in terms of the high level design, again, technical design, it could be the layers. This is the client server architecture. Then this could be the design, or perhaps 3-tier architecture, multi-tier architecture. This could be, for example, the user interface. We're using front end, middleware, back end. So all of these, that's the technical or layered architecture. And this is the design approach that we're going to take. Or it could be the user interface design of how the layout should be, what kind of colors we should use, what kind of fonts we should try and deploy. All of those would be the design decisions and options that you would take, and those would be the outputs from this knowledge area. And again, the solution recommendation again is going to be one of the activities that you do here, that potentially once you have the solution or the possible options for the solution, you're going to recommend as an output from this particular set of activities here. So again, as we discussed, we would need to specify and model the requirements in this. We need to verify them. We need to validate whether the right requirements or not. define the requirements architecture, and then we need to define the design options and analyze the potential value and recommend solution. These are the 6 different set of activities and tasks that we carry out in this knowledge